Arsenal are absolutely terrifying right now. The pace, the power, the confidence. And rivals, you better start to worry because this team means business. And what's even more is, I don't think this team have even hit top gear yet. I mean, you look at some of the performances this season and you can start to see that positive play that most Arsenal fans have been crying out for 2 or 3 seasons since we started playing our best stuff. There's signs that Mikel Arteta wants to play more open football, more attacking brand of football, and that's brilliant. But I look at some of these players and I think we still haven't peaked. So to find ourselves in the position we are right now and some of these players still have room for growth, I just think, woo! The Premier League could be in trouble because I look at players like Viktor Gyökeres. Let's not forget, Viktor Gyökeres last season was the best striker in the world. And I know that because he won a Ballon d'Or affiliated trophy showcasing that. Telling everybody this is the best striker in Europe. He scored the most goals. We haven't seen that guy at Arsenal yet. And I'm not going to misrepresent him so far this season because he has done some good stuff. I see Arsenal fans out there still saying, I think we got the wrong guy. I don't like what Viktor Gyökeres is doing. But the play that Viktor Gyökeres is offering, the strength, the outlet, the hold-up play, like he's not scoring as many goals as most people imagined right now. But that will come. There are signs that this Arsenal team are adapting. What we can't forget is we haven't had an out-and-out striker for a number of years. So our play needs to adjust to having an out-and-out centre-forward who wants the ball in behind. Arsenal are a team who likes to slowly build up, work their way into the box, loads of little passes, and then find the forward who usually is Kai Havertz or Gabriel Jesus. We have to play differently with Viktor Gyökeres. He wants the ball direct. He wants the ball in behind. And we haven't had a runner, a striker who likes to get in behind in a number of years. You think of Havertz. He doesn't want the ball in behind chasing onto it because he's not the quickest. Same as Gabriel Jesus. He likes to work a chance in the box for himself. Viktor Gyökeres will improve. He will start scoring goals at some point. And when he does, that's when this Arsenal team will be seen as like, oh my God. I mean, I'm looking at players like Bukayo Saka as well. This is a guy who's just come back from injury. Already we're seeing what he can offer this team. Already we're seeing the goals, the assists. Bukayo Saka is Arsenal's main guy. He has been. But for parts of the season, like we've missed that because he's been out with injury. We've got players like Noni Madueke to come back. We've spoken about Arsenal's injuries. We don't want it to continue. But when all these players come back, people are going to be like, who do we even play? You're going to have about 20 players that could realistically start in any single match. That's when we will start to see the type of rotation that most people have wanted. Like I said, the injuries right now are not helping us. We've still got players like Zubimendi. I still think there is improvement from Zubimendi, and he's already phenomenal. You're hearing players like Rodri who are coming out and saying, I'll hand the keys to Zubimendi to the Spanish team because he is that good. Everybody in football understands how good Zubimendi is. I know some people don't like the stature of the guy because he's not a Patrick Vieira, 6'4", dominating, allows his presence to be known on the football field, but he's graceful. He is still combative, but he's so clever, so intelligent in his play. And what he does well is the fact that he can play so deep and dictate play from those deep areas allows Martin Odegaard to push higher up the pitch, because we've seen in the past couple of seasons, Martin Odegaard has been the guy to drop deep to start the attacks, because Thomas Partey, although he has so many qualities, maybe doesn't have the eye for a pass that a Zubimendi, that a Martin Odegaard does. And now that Zubimendi has that, it allows Odegaard to find positions further up the pitch which will stretch opposition teams, and that will allow gaps for players like Saka, players like Trossard. We've still got players like Eze to speak about, and again, I don't think he's hit top gear yet. I think there was a massive frustration in the last game with him missing that open goal, but that's just a one-off. It can happen to any player in the world. I'm seeing people start to panic over Eze and say, oh, he missed an open goal. I don't think he's scoring as many goals as I thought he would be. Let's not forget, he's not been playing every single game. When you come to a team like Arsenal, you would expect some rotation. So he's not finding himself in the starting 11 week in, week out. And that's a good thing for him, because it breeds a mentality where if you're not playing up to the level, you will miss the next game. We're seeing that. And we're seeing players benefit from that. Players like Trossard, who have maybe gone up a little bit. Players like Gabriel Martinelli, who without doubt has gone up to that next level. And the more you the more players we have back from injury, it will just up the level of this whole team. Mikel Arteta must be looking at this team and thinking, this is the team. Like, you're hearing media guys speaking about Arsenal have the strongest strength in depth, and that is without all our players. Like, they're saying we've got the strongest strength in depth, and they haven't seen Gabriel Jesus this season, haven't seen Kai Havertz this season. We have such a strong squad, and I'm hoping this is the season that we can capitalise. We're going into the Champions League. I can't wait for the season to get going again. These international friendlies are so frustrating, because all it is just another chance for these players to get injured, because you know what's going to happen. Look, England are playing tonight, and we already know. Look, by the time you watch this, England might have already been played. Declan Rice is going to play at least 60 minutes. Bukayo Saka is going to be on the pitch when they just come back from injury. So, although I like watching England play, I don't like it when it's like, Arsenal are top of the league. We're just starting to gain some rhythm. We've just had players back from injury. We've already got some lengthy players out with injury. Players like Martin Odegaard, Jesus, Havertz. And then you're having to watch your team on international break praying that they don't get injured. Players like Viktor Gyökeres, who have 4 games before the Premier League even gets back to action. England, 4 games. Most of these players are going to have another 4 games in their legs before they return. Now, it's not all a negative, because it can be a positive. This could be the trigger needed for Viktor Gyökeres to start scoring some goals, get in some goal-scoring form, and then come back to Arsenal fired up. I don't think we're seeing a lack of confidence with Viktor Gyökeres, what some people are suggesting, because I think he's making the runs. It's not like he's hiding away from the ball. When you're a football fan, you can kind of tell when a player lacks confidence because they don't really want the ball. They'll pretend that they're marked. They'll stand behind a player. They won't make the runs. But I'm not seeing any of those signal with Viktor Gyökeres. And if I was, I would call it out to you. I think early on, when Viktor Gyökeres first came to Arsenal, there was a little bit of that, or maybe where he was making a run, but I don't think he was putting 100% in. But we're not seeing that now. We're seeing him making the runs, but at times he's just not being found. Sometimes, like there was a passage in the last game where Martinelli just didn't get his head up because Viktor Gyökeres made the right run, and all it needed was Martin Odegaard to lift his head up, play him in, and it was a one-on-one situation. Again, I'm not calling out Martinelli. I'm just showing you that Viktor Gyökeres is making these runs. And when these Arsenal players start finding him, he will start scoring. I'm not at the stage yet where I'm starting to massively panic over Viktor Gyökeres and saying, oh God, I don't think this is going to be the right striker. You're hearing Jamie Carragher come out on Sky Sports and say, oh, look, I think Arsenal are going to win the league, but I don't think it's going to be because of Viktor Gyökeres. I don't think he's the right striker. And it's like, what are you talking about? You've been the main guy over the past 2-3 seasons saying Arsenal have to go and get the striker. If Arsenal get the striker, they'll win the league. And now Arsenal have gone and got the striker. You're saying he's not the reason why Arsenal will win the league. I just hear some of these guys talking, and I think they just like the sound of their own voice. People can say the same thing to me, and that's okay. Everyone has an opinion, but let me know your thoughts on everything you've heard in this video. Do you think there's still more to come from this Arsenal team? Because I do. I look at this team and I still think there's improvement. I think we can still go up another level. And that's without wondering about what Liverpool can do, what Man City can do. Are they going to improve? Are they going to drop off? All I know is Arsenal can still get better, and that is massive for us Arsenal fans. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. Before you go, if you could do me a quick favour, just hit like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.